Hi YouTube, welcome back to the wood shop. Quite literally, the wood shop, as I always say. What do we got? What's today? Today's Thursday. So we're almost through the work week. Just kidding, I'm never through the work week. I work 7 days a week. I work 6 days a week in my construction business. And usually all day Sunday I'm out here making furniture. So hopefully this Sunday I'll get to record some stuff that we're doing, for our construction channel. But we got quite a few videos out there of time lapses. You should check us out at Hazoo Built. It's pretty neat. But this channel here is Hazoo Talks. And what I got, I made some notes today. I guess we'll talk about what everybody else is talking about because it's the most interesting topic of the day. And I'll give you my take on it. The Chapelle shenanigans is what I'm calling it. I was pretty amazed in the middle of the night last night, since I don't sleep, since my, my sickness and my voice has kind of been this way. I saw, when I woke up, I saw this thing with Dave Chappelle that a fan rushed the stage. Well, not a fan, I don't know what he is. Like some kind of transphobia activist or something like that. He rushed the stage and basically tried to tackle Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle almost stiff-armed him out the way, but he did end up falling, so. And then the amazing though that happened, then security took so long to get to the guy. You know what I mean? Well, I'll go over that in a second, The guy that was attacking him, right? I guess he was attacking him on account of Dave Chappelle's transgender joking around. That guy brought with him a transitioning gun. The gun was transitioning into a knife. So it makes perfect sense, right? And I wonder if that makes the guy, and I don't know anything about him. I don't know if he's trans himself. He certainly didn't appear when he was sitting on the gurney with his broken arm to be trans, but you never know. Looked like security roughed him up pretty good though. But rightfully so. I think you're gonna go after arguably anybody for that matter, but the world's greatest comedian. And I think you're gonna get your ass kicked. And that's what looked like it happened, But I was thinking, it was kind of funny to me because he had a knife and, a gun, but out of the barrel, it unfolded and had a knife, like a bayonet almost. So it was that's why I'm joking and said it was a transitioning gun. But he could have killed Dave Chappelle with it, I guess, in all seriousness, that could have been quite dangerous. But my other joke was, do you think that made this guy pro-Second Amendment? The right to bear arms? I guess. And then, what kind of security did they have getting into the place? You can't get at anything anymore without being, frisked or whatnot, and that was in New York. Yeah, they want to see your triple or quadruple vaccine passport to go into a 7-Eleven. And this dude snuck in a replica gun / knife into the comedy show and had front row tickets and was able to get on stage before anybody could get to him. It's wild. It's wild shit, man. What else is in the news? On a lighter note, I just got home from the hospital with my granddaughters again, and my daughter. And my daughter's doing well, babies are doing well. And now my other daughter's there with her. So, I guess we're gonna figure this out, but you know what they say, it takes a village, right? So hopefully this village will come together and we can raise some beautiful, healthy, little girls. Emphasize that little girl thing, I will assume their gender, at this point. That's not to say that when they get old, and if they have a change of heart and they decide on their own at some point that there's something that they want to be something else. So that's on them. But now, I'll do as I always did, and I'll be assuming their genders. That's fatherhood. Again, I'm in my 40s, so that's fatherhood. That's how I was brought up, and and whatever. It is what it is. What else is going on in the world? We got looks like they're putting security all around the Supreme Court, wherever they do their thing. They got like 8-foot fences and barbed wire and armed security and armed guards and checkpoints and multiple layers of protection, because they're really it's gonna be like an insurrection, right? This is gonna be like ironically, it's gonna be like January 6th, but the opposite. It's gonna be on the other side. It's gonna be a whole bunch of probably Antifa and maybe the BLM and a shit ton of like liberal Democrats and whatnot that are all out there protesting, and wanting their rights to abort babies. So I don't know. I'll see. And arguably Antifa is much more violent than any of the whatever Republican right / conservative insurrectionists. What do they say on January 6th? Only one person died, and she was a veteran, and she was shot by Capitol Police like a coward. Where they shot her through a doorway, like through a door, without being able to see who it was or whether they were armed or whatnot. So very, very cowardly move, And then they went on to like paint her as some kind of like unhinged conservative Trump supporter, so that nobody would look into or argue against the Capitol Police for murdering her. Meanwhile, the Democrat Senate and House of Representatives is out here walking around talking about how we are the most dangerous, how the right is the most dangerous ideology is the most dangerous ideology of all time. And that's saying a lot, considering like people like Genghis Khan roamed the earth, Hitler, and who was that? The emperor of China who killed like 50 million of his own people. I mean, like, it's ballsy. It's a ballsy move to call people that are conservative and lean more right the most extreme ideologues to ever exist. When you've got, those other people that Stalin, Hitler. Look what's happening in China right now with that Muslim population that they have, and now they're just being harvested for their, in the fall. What is that fall? I don't know what it is. That other Chinese thing that believe in peace and whatever, and they're like killing them and harvesting their organs. Sometimes they're just harvesting their organs and then letting them go. The Falun Gong or something. I forget what the name of it is. But like the CCP, as they call it, what is that? The China's Communist Party. Like they're pretty brutal. They're pretty brutal. So you had Hitler, Stalin, China. You had all these like genocides and things that have happened, and somehow people that are right-leaning are the most dangerous ideologues to ever roam the earth. It's amazing. I don't have a whole lot more tonight. Oh, the stock market fucking crashed again. Did you see that? Down over 1,000 points today. Amazing. But hey, we're in a recovery, right? We're in a recovery. The fastest recovery we've ever been in, the most, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just know this, gas and diesel are at all-time high in price, rent, all-time high in price, food, everything, inflation's at a 40 or 50 year high right now, and we're releasing, what is that, 1 million barrels a day from our strategic oil reserves, and what's that doing? You see the price of gas or diesel coming down? No, it's only increasing. We're not doing nothing. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that we're selling those barrels of oil, that 1 million barrels. We're probably selling it on the open market right now. It's not being put out there to help the American people. It's being put out there so that our government can capitalize on the high price of it right now, because we've had it just sitting in the reserves for 20 years or however that works, you know? So it's all just so full of shit, it really is. Like, all of it. Our whole, the way this whole program works, the way this whole government system is set up, you know, every year they expand it. Every year it costs a little more to run this country from a standpoint of like an administration standpoint. You know, like, how much government do you need to run the country this year versus last year? How much military spending do you need to protect this country this year than you did last year? How much foreign aid do you have to pay to other countries to keep in their good graces, or to keep them from exposing your corruption in the way that you're skimming the top off all that money, right? And that's what this is all about. And every year that number expands, gets a little bit bigger, you know? And meanwhile, they're taxing the death out of the middle class. They're taxing the death out of us, you know? The dollar's at its weakest point almost ever, you know? Whatever. What can you do? I guess I'm just a little bitter and pissed off about it, you know? But I think that's going to be it for today for Hazoo Talks. I thank you for joining me. Hope you like my content. You know, I'll be working on it, and we'll be, you know, obviously every day, or as often as I can, 4 or 5 days a week, be putting content out there for you guys. You know, go ahead and leave comments if you want me to talk anything specific. I'm happy to pretty much rant on anything, because that's what I do. That's it. Good night. Thanks, YouTube.